Hi guys. Hey Tuffy, hey Wellington, how are you guys? I don't own any rights to this music. Hey Ty, yes Bosley. Hey Save Marie, hey African one boy, how are you? Hey Nashville females, how are you? Thank you for joining in, guys. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Hey Kiki, welcome. Hey Pesci, how are you? Hey Audrey girl, how are you? Samaita.3, how are you? Hey Lowe's Boutique. Hey, hey, hey. I don't own any rights to this song. This is Titan and Sunny Makalima. Yeah, I know. When is the video out actually? Titan, you need to come here, or if you're watching later, let us know when the video is out, because I'm actually out of breath singing this song. So hopefully you can add me on to the video. Yeah. Hi guys. Healthy Goals says, love you vibe, you're an awesome girl. Thank you so much. You're awesome even for following and supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Savvy chat. So thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tafadzwa. Today I will say my name is in full. Tafadzwa Hope Chinembiri. That's my name, and I'm your host for today. So thank you so much for all the love and all the support. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing journey so far, and we've had lovely, amazing guests, previous guests, and I've learned a lot, because afterwards normally I'll just go back and rewatch and learn myself as well, because sometimes when I'm live like this, I'm trying to see what you guys are also saying, just looking at your questions as well, just to make sure I don't miss out anything. So afterwards, I just go back to just have a listen and to also learn. And I must say, I have learned a lot. I've been encouraged, I've been motivated, and I am looking forward to today's guest as well, because she's ready to bear it all, and I mean all. So feel free to use the question button and ask any questions that you might have once we start the conversation going. Before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much to Lowe's Boutique for dressing me up. I love the outfits. Thank you so much. And for the glow, thank you, Uhuru. Thank you so much. And for Zim Inspired, my team, follow them on Instagram. Just see the amazing work that they are doing. Thank you so much. And all the advisors in the back, thank you. You know yourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So I think my guest is here. We're ready to crack on. And before we do that, I don't know if most of you were actually here last week. We had the amazing Tongai Chirisa, and you've also seen some of the work that he'll be doing on Netflix that I've posted recently. Such an amazing guest, right? He touched on something paramount. He said it's so important in your journey, in your life journey, to actually walk with Christ. So he touched on the differences between being a Christian and being a disciple. And he highlighted that he was a disciple, he walks with Christ, and how that impacted positively on his life. Hey, Mercy, how are you? Thank you for joining through. Hey, Style Your Poses. Thank you for joining. Let's see if Kiki's here. Kiki. Ready for today? I am. It's just Kiki. Hey, Cleo. Bam, girl. You're looking good. Well, I think I've watched the previous chats. Yeah. The way Lolo is kind of putting everything together, making you look amazing. I need to be on point. Yes, you outdid me. Los Boutique, I think we need to up our game next week. I've joined them too. You'll see me next time. I've got from Los Boutique ready, so it will be like a healthy competition. You'll be ready. You'll be ready next week. You'll be ready. So yes, Kiki, how are you? Thank you for joining through. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me. I'm good. I'm excited. So excited. Yeah, excited. So excited. A mixture. I was looking at your title, and I thought, okay. There's some people out there that are doing big things, eh? I'm trying. Congratulations. So yes, tell us, for those people that actually don't know who you are. I call you Kiki. You're Christine. Most people probably call you Kiki. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Okay, actually, interestingly, my name is Christina with an A. But when Christina. I was in school, I hated it so much, I started calling myself Christine. And so a lot of people that went to school with me initially would have, known the E. But university that I learned to accept all of me, including my name. And so I've embraced it. But no one outside of my work calls me Christina. Like, everybody calls me Kiki. My mom used to that. I'll tell you the story behind that. My mom didn't like the name Christina, but my dad, don't tell him. My dad gave me that. And Mom, don't watch this. And so just call me Kiki from when I was a day old. So wow. So it worked out anyway. It worked out in the end. It worked out. So tell me, what do you do? What do you do? What does Kiki do? Okay, so work-wise, Kiki is an assistant professor of cognitive behavioral therapy. Hold on. Rewind. Professor? Yes, assistant professor in cognitive therapy. And when she's not too busy with that, she's a clinical lead of a mental health service. So, she can be busy. Wow. So how did you, previous weeks we talked about having vision boards, knowing what you want, what you've always wanted to be, to aspire, that sort of thing. Did you always know what you wanted to become? Nope. No. Growing up, what did you want? What sort of like career were you going for? Did you think this is what I want to be when I grow up? You know, when I was younger, like a lot of people growing up in Zimbabwe, I always used to think, I want to be an air hostess or something. I don't know why a lot of kids were stuck on being an air hostess. I was one of those kids. I think it was the slim bodies, the flying, you know. Probably.
And then fast forward to, I don't even know where or how it happened, but I remember thinking, oh, psycho something sounds really nice. I'm not kidding you.
Psycho something.
Psycho something sounded really nice. Okay, maybe that doesn't sound nice thinking about psycho. Honestly. And then I remember when we then moved to England, my brother David, I think, is watching. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
I remember we were so young coming here and we landed on a Friday, and our very good friends, Jacob and Judith, like, we're going to the school, which was not very mixed. There was not a lot of multiculturalism. The parents were like, oh, come and we'll show you to the school. Fast forward, I came on a Friday, I think we were 13 or something like that, 14, I don't know, those early ages, and I was on a Monday. Like, it was ridiculous. And then, as part of what they had on offer for year 10, year 11 was psychology. I was like, that's not psychology.
That's something, come on.
I was like, oh, I'll give that a go. And then the teacher was like, I really don't think you'll be able to catch up. We've done so much already on the course, and, this is year 10.
We're coming from Zimbabwe. We are very brainy. Hello.
I mean, I speak English, but, the accent is different.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a chance. And if I can't do it, it's cool. But if I can, well, we'll see. So that's how it all started, really. Just taking a chance with different things. But even in that, starting off studying psychology, it's not like I then thought, oh, I'm going to be in, psychotherapy or in lecturing. It was almost like, I don't know how far back I can go, but one of the things that I was really thinking about when, I thought, what would I say to somebody else? What would I say to encourage a young person who's just starting out?
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to just share with everybody is like, it's okay not to know what you want to be. You don't have to know from the get-go that this is how my life is going to turn out. This is the job I do. What's really important, what I've learned, is having an attitude.
Sorry to cut you. So when I spoke to Kiki, I was giving her the questions that we're going to go through. This is what we're going to talk about, blah, 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 blah. What I love about this girl, she was ready with what she wanted to preach to us. When you've got a passion for something and you've gone through life, and you've gone through so many challenges and so much to get where you are, and you just want to pour out your life, that's Kiki. So I said to her, perfect, we'll go with it. We will go with what the Lord gives you to actually just motivate us, inspire us, just talk it through.
Okay. Wow. Like, being given the whole platform, like, just go with it. I guess one of the things, like, coming back to that I just wanted to share genuinely, I mean, I can look at myself and think, did I ever have, like, a vision board? I think you mentioned something like that. Or did I have, like, some crazy passion of doing something? The honest answer is no. The honest answer is I didn't know. What was really important, and I thank God for this, is I was always willing to learn and willing to try and get my hands on it. I remember finishing off, like, school and going and being like a waitress in a restaurant and being like cleaning care homes, all of those things. Like, just thinking, I'm going to just do something. And being the person that is willing to just try. Say, I'll give that a go. I'll give that a go. So if you think about the story that I've just shared with you of that initial encounter with my psychology teacher, who nicely said, it's too late. I could have been discouraged, but I just said, well, I've got nothing to lose. Let me go for it. And I did. And I ended up being the best student.
And I like the fact that you knew that you wanted to do something with a sci. Then you came across this psychology and you thought, let me just go for it. I don't know what it is about, but it's got a sci in it.
Exactly.
And even when your teacher told you this is not for you, probably you're not going to be able to catch up, you told her, let me try before you can just put brakes on my life. Let me just try. And if I don't catch up, then yes, that's fine. But at least let me try.
Exactly. And coupled with that, remember, I thank God for my parents. They've never been pushy parents or pressure parents. They've never known. I think it was, okay, sorry parents, I'm embarrassing you. I remember when I actually was at university, then they were like, so what do you do again? You know, what are you studying? But what I thank God for is that they were always willing to go with what I wanted to do. You can imagine, and we're talking like, I don't know, nearly like 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Having these parents that, you know, in our society, everyone thinks, oh, go do nursing, do something with nursing. If you try and get psychology or law, you're going to be successful. But they encouraged me. They still said, okay, we don't even know what she's doing, but go for it. And
go for it.
Having passion. I remember when I got my first A star, like the teacher saying, oh, your parents must be so proud. And I'm thinking, I don't think they really know exactly what I'm doing, but
they don't know what I'm doing. They're just supporting me, and I need that support. That's fine, but brilliant.
And then fast forward to then finishing uni, graduating. I mean, I had a lot of challenges when I was at university. I did so at A levels. And then I was given a scholarship, you know. I was working. So in my A levels, I was working still. I would, you know, I told you about the care working. I told you about the restaurant working, all of that. And, you know, I didn't tell my parents this. I didn't tell my mom especially, that I was saving money. Because my mom, the difference between me and my mom is she lives life. She's like, you know what, live for the moment. I'm more like, let me save. Like,
you only live once, so live for the moment.
Yeah, but I'm catching up a little bit with my mom. We're kind of like trying to give each other a little bit of a balance here and there. So okay. One or the other side. So I was a very frugal child. but I'll tell you something, right? I was saving, but I didn't know what the future was going to hold. Here I am working so hard. They gave me a scholarship to study without having to pay tuition. I'd gotten 3 A's for those A levels. And
so you thought to yourself you're just going to start saving money just for a rainy season?
It was because I remember I was listening to Joyce Meyer. I was 17 years old, and that's when she shared the principle of tithing 10%, saving 10%, and 10%. You know, what you do with best is your business, but always doing it. Always did it. And you know, by the time I got to go to university, I'd saved enough money for my whole year's worth of accommodation fees on my own. That's when I told my mom, how did you do that?
Wow.
But I was like, yeah, I didn't tell you for a reason.
Wow. In college at that time, I think at that time we were getting £30 a week or something like that. I was wondering the money.
Exactly, I remember EMA days. And you could go to school every day, you get like £100. Like, those were the days. And then the biggest stumbling block was when I then got to university. Excited, prayerful. I paid for my year's accommodation from my work. And then the biggest bombshell happened when they were like,
for those that have just joined us, thank you for joining in. This is Kiki Gore. She's you're just right in time. She's just talking about her life, how she's got into where she is career-wise, and then we'll keep it moving. I'll ask more questions. But at the moment, she's just telling us how she became what she is now today, and sharing her experiences, her challenges, her mistakes and stuff that probably some of us are facing as well, probably just to encourage us. Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. So you have to stop me sometimes because, you know.
Don't worry.
So I was so excited, expecting. My family was all excited. They left me at university, you know, first one to go and all of that. And then I went to registration, and then they were like, oh, sorry, the law has changed. I was like, what law? They was like, oh, because you haven't got indefinite leave to remain, you cannot get your scholarship anymore. And
wow,
you're now an international student from 0 to 100. I was like,
just when you got to uni,
I was there, bags packed, room packed, and settled, freshest fare done, registration, the bombshell. I remember the blue form that they gave me to say, we're really sorry, it's international fees if you want to stay, or, you know, you come back when you have permanent residency in the country. And
what a blow.
Everything, you're just like, God. But I thank God because, you know, I feel like He prepared me for that season, you know?
Yeah.
My relationship with God had gotten so strong. I remember praying. Oh, gosh.
Oh, bless. I know.
I remember going to my room and praying and just, I feel sorry for the person whose room was underneath my... They probably had
You turned your room into a prayer room.
I did.
Into a war room, more like.
And I remember talking to my mom. My mom is a crazy woman of faith. Everyone who knows it will tell you this. She was just like, I was like, Mom, you know what? God is in control. I'll come home. We'll do this next year. Da, da, da. My mom was like, you're not coming home. You are staying. We believe God. And in my head, I was just thinking, woman, where from? You're an assistant at that time. And my dad was like, at that moment, he had lost his job. So who's going to pay? Like, who's going to be doing this? No, I think at that point, he hadn't actually lost his job. He was still working. So I was thinking, how are we going to make all of this work?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to bore you with nitty-gritty details. But my mom was like, we'll figure something out. She's just that kind of woman of faith. Where? How? God knows.
I like your faith. I like your faith.
So, the prayers of our parents and the passion of our parents is so important. So, I encourage everybody who has, children, like, speak life into children because it's
amen to that.
Exactly. And, in the journey, it was such a transformation because I stayed, fast forward, family sorted something out, mom and dad, I stayed. But, you stay with the hope that, next year our stuff is going to be sorted. So,
yeah.
I worked. I still, because I would work for my accommodation, trusting that my parents will help with the tuition. Yeah. And second year, my situation is still the same. It was hard. My parents pushed through. Third year, I remember it was my placement year, so I did a free placement because I didn't want to explain my situation. I remember working as a research assistant at the University of Birmingham. The team was not very friendly. They'd accepted me there, but not giving me their work, not trusting me with it. And I remember being so discouraged. But then I would go into their offices, like the PhD, the clinical psychology students are supporting it, then the doctorates. Hi, is there anything you want me to do with your research to support you? You're like, no. Or they'll give me boring stuff like just data entry. No, nothing where I really learned. And, there was this girl who was doing one task that nobody wanted to do. And I said to her, oh, yeah, okay, I'll help you. And she spent a day with me. Then she was like, you were so good. What, like, and I said, she was like, why are you even doing this? I was like, well, this is what it is and stuff like that. She was like, right.
So you've been given, yeah.
I've got a placement I'm going to. Yeah. I'll talk to that psychologist there. I'm sure they'll give you an opportunity. I was like, well, I've applied there. I've applied somewhere in the Midlands. I'm not going to name names. She's like, I'll give them your name. And then she did. Even though I'd applied there before, I still just, gave her my CV. She went. 2 weeks later, she came back to like, they want to interview you. They did. Fast forward, I got the job as an assistant psychologist then. But I was working for free. Mark my words, free.
Okay.
I would do that job and then finish work. And my mom, again, she'd help me get a job where she was working as a healthcare assistant. And I'll do night shifts there. Because I didn't pay for my tuition, right? Go to the placement in the morning. That was life for a good year. A good year.
Did you get time to rest, to sleep properly?
No. I don't even remember. When you look back, you're like, how the heck did I do that? How did it even happen? But it's sustenance from God. I cannot claim that credit. My final year, a 4-year course. So my final year at university was the toughest. We'd exhausted every source financially. And, people like, I can see Auntie Mercy there, Shalom here, she's there. I've got so many mothers that I gained in the process. It takes a village.
Oh, yes.
They ran behind me because of my attitude. I'm not giving myself credit, but looking back, the one thing that I would say that I thank God for is I was always willing to try, willing to give. And then we struggled as a family to pay for my final year tuition. I remember getting a first class, and my dad had lost his job then. I remember getting a first class and thinking, I can't even graduate like this day. But you know what? People I didn't even know that were, and of course I knew them, but I wasn't related to, paid over $8,000 of my tuition just to say, we believe in you, we trust you. They didn't even know how am I going to pay that money back. So it was a village. It wasn't even one. It would be like this person from church. I've given you 1,000. Another one, I've given you 500. I have so many mothers, so many fathers. So
God was just sending angels to come and just propel you to your dream.
These things keep me grounded. That's why now it is my mission. I help another person. I do a mentoring project because I am here because of those people.
Yeah. No, I can feel the emotions, honestly, because going through all that and you actually don't know how you're going to pay your next thing, and then all of a sudden someone comes and just says, Sha, I've put £1,000 in your account. There you go.
Exactly.
God sustained you.
Like, how would they trust me? It's not like I was the only kid. I'm sure other kids who would have been more brilliant or whatever. But God did that for me. And, I remember, like, when I went to pay off the last bit, they were like, and I used a credit card for the first time that day. The lady always said to me, "Oh, you've never used a credit card?" I was like, "Never." She was like, "You've done 4 years. I never used it." That's when it dawned on me. I was like, my God, even in my struggling, God was teaching me something about being principled financially. And I ask anyone who goes to ILC who was ever in the financial committee or past a couple, even though I used to earn about maybe sometimes £50 a month, I would still tithe that £50 a month. And I know what it feels like to live on £5 a week. So,
but you still tithe. You never stopped. You were faithful in that.
I did. I did. Genuinely did. And so all of that, paperwork getting sorted and things happening, it almost felt like that season where things felt like they were dragging. Seeing other people getting scholarships and buying cars, knowing you qualified for one, having the grace to still push even in those difficulties. And every time I would come home, to church, the International Life Center Church, it would be such an amazing celebration of, we trust God is going to do something. My mom would be like, yeah, this is going to happen. And not even knowing how. So when I graduated, it wasn't my graduation, it was all of us.
It was all the people that were believing in you. All these people saw what was in you and how much you were helping people and how much you wanted this for you.
This wasn't planned.
You're going to make me cry. Stop. But yes.
Sorry, go on.
No, go on. Yeah.
I think this is because don't get attracted by the nowness without knowing what is behind it.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Hold on. I want you, for those that are taking notes, I want you to repeat that statement.
I say don't get attracted to the now when, you're not prepared to do what it took to get there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, this. It was a struggle. But one thing, thank God, that I know He's faithful. Because after that season, it was like my life accelerated from 0 to 100. Now I get people who ask me, I was the clinical lead of, I look after literally over 30,000 people, like in terms of their mental health, okay? I am the person, the last word of how a service operates, clinically, risk processes, how things work. That is God. Like, He uses the stupidness of the world. Who would have thought back then? He uses the foolishness of this world to shame the wise. That's how.
You know what? The devil knew what you would become. So all the things that you went through, the scholarship being cancelled, not knowing if you're even going to your second year or third year, these were all obstacles for the devil to just probably shift your mindset to something else.
Probably.
But God had your back.
Probably. But also God, like, putting work in my character. Yeah. One has a nice personality.
Yeah.
Impressing. That's character. So had I still achieved these things now without that pressing, I would have stuck up. I would have been arrogant. I would have about me. Look at what Kiki has. Look at what Christina did. So character is needed for elevation. No pressing, no elevation. Because your gift will take you where your character cannot sustain you. If you've not tested and pressed. So I think even in that which the enemy meant for bad, God turned it for His good. Because I was pressed. Ask anybody I work with, like, how is it that you can talk to somebody who's like an administrator with the same level of respect as a person who's a director? Because I know what it is like.
Because you've been through it and you know how it is, how it feels.
Anyone I work with now will tell you that Christina gets her hands dirty. I don't have to. I can tell other people what to do. I don't have to.
Yeah.
But because I know whose I am. You lead the example. Yeah. So all the challenges happened, and then God accelerated me. I became a practitioner. I worked with Michelle. Michelle is on here.
Hey, Michelle.
one of the things that I learned in that season where I was a practitioner is, although I was present, and although God has done this character work with me and He was elevating me, I still needed, there was still a lot of work. I mean, there still is work right now. With, these ladies, I would just say whatever is on my mind. I would just do whatever. I don't mean anything bad. But things should just go this way. Why can't they? I could speak truth, but I didn't have grace. There's a difference. You can speak truth.
You can speak truth, but if there's no grace,
it's going to be harsh. You know what I mean? You will speak in ways that wound other people, even though you have something to give, even though you're important to say, even though you have a word that could help somebody. Communicated with harshness, it ceases to have power. So I will be just like, it's obvious, just do this, just do that. But God had to train me in working with these women and being challenged because I was the youngest. We were always the same thing. I remember working with this girl who was like, well, we should really be getting paid the same. I'm like, mortgage, 3 kids. You're just a person living at your mom's house. And I would I would just be like, boom, boom, boom. But not have grace to speak in a way that he person's like, what is this person really saying? She's basically saying that she's seeing my privilege. And I was trying to deny that privilege, to say, well, it's the same job, so we should get the same. Of course. But was I communicating in a way that allowed that person to feel warmth? Or am I communicating my truth in a way that have grace? I'm not nicely with people, but it's communicating truth in a way that is palatable. So I needed those seasons to learn all of those things. So fast forward, became a clinical lead. The lady who gave me this job is the same lady who 2.5 years later had said to me when I wanted a lesser job, we need a bit more maturity in this role, Christina. But my mom encouraged me because I was like, can I just apply for that lower role as a team lead, not even clinical lead? She was very strong candidates. Are you sure you really want to put yourself through that? Anyway, she's like, we'll just give you an interview. I got the interview, I did a good job. She's like, you need a bit more development. I remember telling my mom, I was like so upset. Then they employed another person in that job so that I can be mentored by that person.
Okay.
That person left after 2 weeks, and guess who ended up doing the job? Me. And for the first 4 months, this lady was not paying me for that job. But that character of saying, do you know what? What I do is not always about financial gain, but about passion. Passion is driving me. Attitude. Just give it a go. I'm just going to try. If I don't like it. And also, I remember...
I like your trying attitude. I love it.
Yeah, I remember a supervisor of mine saying, you know what? This will be good on your CV. Just the fact that you've been a senior therapist, you've been a team lead. So even if it's for nothing, it's not for nothing. That's so important. It is not.
Every experience is for something and it's good for you.
Exactly. And guess what? She was right. But because even in doing it like that, I was doing it with a good attitude. Guess what? After 3 months, this lady says, can you take over another team? You're doing an amazing job. Remember, she's still not paying me my worth. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just telling you guys. And then I was like, I don't really think so. I just want to do well with this one thing, right? And so we interviewed. I was there as part of the interview. She recruited someone else. And then she asked me, she was like, Christina, this person, where they are now, they weren't more qualified than you when they got the same job. How do you feel if I started to pay them? Remember, I'm not yet being paid. How do you feel if I start to pay them this money, like before you? And I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, you know what? You're not giving him his money for that time from the beginning. You're treating him the same way you treated me to say, I need a 6-month development.
Yes.
Does not put money in my account. I gain nothing. You're not paying him. So I think you should pay him right from day one. Remember, that's very...
Paying is due.
This is 6 months of you learning for free. Yeah. That very day, 3 months later, that very day, she gave me a change of circumstances form, put it on my desk and said, Christina, I'm so impressed. And she gave me the money. And not only just the money because it was a part-time role, she gave me the money full-time. What if I just...
You know when they say God will order your footsteps? You are that example.
I mean, what if I said, oh no, you should also have 6 months of learning like I had? What if I said that? I would have still gone without pay for the next 3 months for that job.
All for the year. Yeah.
I still got paid for my therapy job, but not the senior job. I would have finished my agreement because the agreement was after 6 months, I'll start getting paid the full, team lead role money.
Yeah.
And it was only going to be part-time. But 3 months, full-time pay. And the same lady who told me about maternity is the same lady a year ago who said, Christina, I want you to be the clinical lead of this service. I cannot work with anyone else but you. The same woman in her 60s, and she's not even black, guys, so this is not even a color thing.
I'm just so happy for you, like, honestly.
You should see the funniest thing when I sometimes, attend commissioner meetings, and they're looking at you thinking, you're lost? Are you in the right place? Because all of these elderly is the wrong word. There are people in their late 40s, 50s, 60s, men, white, or women, white. Here I am, like in my nice little pencil. I always wear
of course. Getting there. Yeah.
And red lipstick. Like walking in. They'll be like, are you lost? The funniest experience was when this guy wanted to do business with our service. And that day, I don't know, I forgot, I was wearing some, it was winter, I was wearing like black jeans and a blazer. And I remember passing him and smiling. He didn't even smile back. It was so nice when he was ushered to my office. I was like, oh, hey.
Like, hello there, yes, come in.
This is her, this is the lady. And then with the university job again.
Now he was forced to smile at you.
Exactly. And then the university job again. I technically didn't get the job, but they created a role for me. They said, you know what, there's something about your attitude and your spirit. We really like you. So can you, see if you can do a dual role? So that's how it happened. So in January, the university asked me to be part of their med school and, teach, the psychology side of things and for people on their postgrad. And I wasn't even the candidate that got the main role. So I get to do what I love. I do the teaching, I do the lecturing half of my time, and then I'm the clinical lead half of my time. Somewhere in all of that, I'm doing a doctorate. So that's it. So my key takeaway points, character, and attitude. Be willing to try. I know in this time of Black Lives Matter and movements and everything, we can easily ask another person to put a chair for you on the table.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
People want chair for you on the table. Sometimes you have to know you are deserving of a seat. Take your own chair and go to the table with grace. Not with I deserve it. There's no
with grace.
No, no service. I should be. No, with grace. Remember one thing: when you're the minority, you're the one who's going into another person's world. Yeah. The majority does not come into your world. They have no reason to.
Yeah.
It's about thinking my position as a minority is not a weakness, it's a strength. Why? Because not only do I know what it feels like to be in my skin, but also I can study your world and succeed in it. But you don't study my world, so you would never know some of the strength.
I'm succeeding both ways. Yeah. Brilliant.
So so this is me, assistant professor, and clinical lead. That's how it happened, guys. So don't envy my holidays. I went out.
I am amazed with your journey so far. Honestly, it can only be God.
Yeah.
It can only be God, and God has sustained you all the way through the beginning up until now, and He still is. And the fact that you put Him first is because He fulfills your needs. Mm-hmm. Because you are walking in God's principles, if I can say that.
Yeah. I agree, but also He's great. I can't stress this point enough. I've made crazy mistakes. Like, it's just good that our mistakes are not on blast. Yeah, where everyone knows. Yeah. He contributed something to the process. But His grace is just so amazing. There's no one who's done anything or who's, gone to position in their lives where, we would say it's too late there, like a write-off. It's never too late to start anything. It's never too late to just invite God, even just as late as 2 months ago. I rededicated my relationship life back to God. You know why? Mm-hmm. We're living sacrifices, right? God is living sacrifices. What does something living do? It can crawl off the altar. God says a living sacrifice, so you're placed on the altar, right?
Yes.
Because I'm living. I can crawl off. So if I think He's fine, He's cute, God, please, I can crawl off.
My next question was going to dwell into the relationships because I know you mentioned that, and I said to you, no, we'll talk about it on Instagram on live because I don't wanted you to share it with me as well now because I know how you're passionate about all this and you wanted to share everything that you've gone through, the mistakes that you've gone through, those that you've learned from, and so I wanted to ask, even with this role that you have now, you know how it is like a strong woman, strong career woman. Mm-hmm. How are you finding relationships?
I think it's a good thing that you mentioned the strongness in it. Yeah. Believe it or not, guys, I genuinely believe that there's so much strength in being feminine. You don't have to be in charge everywhere. You don't have to control everything. I
want to control everything.
I love it when a guy is strong and leads. I don't have to be like everything. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yes, I've done that in my work, but it's so refreshing when you know that I can do that in my job role. But when it comes to my relational life, I want someone I can lean on. I want someone is, that it's not about what we do. So I wouldn't myself as like a strong career woman. I would classify somebody who God has been good and given me the opportunities to do this in my career life. It is successful. But when it comes to relational life, I'm a woman. I am feminine. I want to be looked after. I love masculine energy. I'm not masculine. When I'm in my relationship zone, I mean, my voice has even changed. Because I don't want to be like black strong. That's half the times when people do that, my genuine view is that that person is wounded, they're hurt. When you really know the power of femininity, you're okay to know that when it comes to your relationships, you're a woman and it's okay for guys to be guys. That's my view. Yeah. People have different views. So the work element has never affected my relational side in the sense of and like on the phone, I don't know what you guys think about this, but there's a lot of quality men out there. Good guys, Zimbabwean guys.
In gym, they say they call them shurugwis or something like that.
Guys, my shurugwi, I dare call you. You know, one of the things that I've learned is that when you operate from a mindset of scarcity, when you think they're out there, you will entertain rubbish. If you only know that your God, who's made you and who you are, you are believing in, is real, you will have a desire for marriage and not create men that are able to carry that. So I don't do a principle. I have met and dated some fine-looking, ambitious Zimbabwean guys. And other nations.
So how do I need to carry myself to attract these ambitious, not the Mushirugwis? How do I carry myself as a young woman?
I would say it starts off with believing yourself because you're not what you're not. Are you quality yourself? And by quality, I don't mean work. Let's forget everything I've told you guys about my titles, my job, and everything. I mean in the way that you carry yourself. Some of us should go out there, right? And already you're carrying wounds, you're carrying scars to say, well, the next person I have to be with in my life is going to be somebody who, they have to work so hard to break these walls. Why? Why? Why would you create? Walls were never designed to be broken. We need walls. Remember the Zimbabwe cottage, my Jura wall. I wouldn't let Jura wall broke. That's not it. You want Jura to stay. But the Bible says, guard your heart. Where do we put guards? Where do we put guards? We put them by gate. You understand? So gates are designed to be open. So if I was rich and I had a house where I lived in a gated community, they would decide, do we know you? They'll check your credentials by gate and it. And then if your credentials check out, then they'll say, yeah, come in. Come out. So woman who wants to date quality men, you let God heal your own wounds from your own mistakes, your own insecurities. I didn't even realize how many insecurities I had about my looks. I used to envy girls who are quiet and timid and think guys like them better. And here I am, just
and you wanted to change yourself.
But you know what? In my greatest strength, which is my talking, my everything, that's how I managed to do the career thing. But the devil can use your greatest strength, which is your tool, to create a weapon. You see? So I had to learn to speak with grace, to speak in kindness, to allow myself to be feminine. Guys don't like it when you're just like, of course, most likely end up like those guys. A good quality man who's looking for a wife will not entertain that drama. You will not entertain drama, you know? So I had to learn that the walls are not for him to break. That's for me and God to work together to break those walls. Not the guy. That's not his job. He's not a human, right? My job is to allow God to help me to create gates. And for the gatekeeper to be me. So now when I date, I don't go on one date and I'm like, oh my God, he's my husband. Which I used to do before. I've had many husbands in my head, guys.
The thing is, we conclude the first time we meet these people, don't we?
I mean, I've had many people like, oh, I'm going to marry this one, I'm going to... And then God helped me to realize that, no, it is because in myself, my inner child, I was longing for love and I was attaching it and placing it to anyone who smiled at me. So no wonder why we didn't end up dating the Mashurugris. I did it. But if you took time and you were certain in yourself, a guy says you're beautiful, you're like, I know, because God made me. I did it. But I'll tell them like that. You learn the art of being feminine. Oh, well, thank you. Like, but it's not access for everyone. I did it. So when that guy then thinks, okay, he's got your attention, the gate system is for you to then be able to think, right, I like his personality, that's why I'm smiling, that's why I'm this. But let's examine his character. Yes, he's friendly, yes, he's charming, but is he a man of integrity? Does he keep his word? So before I get that, we check out my credentials, and it's it.
Okay.
The gate, we're learning, we're doing this, and it's it. So in that, my emotions, my heart is guarded inside the gates, not in a wall. Not it's held like it's in God, and it's it. So now what I'm doing is before my girls avurwa for whoever, let's see, are you on the system? Are you checking out character? So
character comes back.
The older I've gotten, it's not people are so it's like, oh, Rashid, hey, because you're this, hey, now I have to take more time within reason. Because I want to know what is under the bonnet. What is the character? If he says he's going to call, does he call? Does he make time to actually come and see me? Does he ask about my family? It's not in telling me I'm sexy, I'm hot. If a guy uses these words, guys, trust me, I've done it. I fell for these things. Hey, you're hot. Hey, those hips. Hey, this and this and this and this. And it's it. If we think about it, the scripture is saying that out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. What is in his heart when he's talking about me being sexy? What is in his heart? What is in it? There's nothing wrong with, guys, there's nothing wrong with being, like, with having physical desires or being sexual. It is God's design. But I'm saying, something to know someone. I want a man to not just desire me, but value me. You understand?
Value is important.
You can desire someone, but not value them. You can desire me sexually because you like my body, but you don't value me. I mean, I never really like that. A good 6 months where I thought, hey, we're going somewhere. But you know what? The guy desired me. He didn't value me. So what was I trying to do to keep him? Then you start to compromise a little bit and a little bit more. Because to get his attention, you want to continue just giving him what he's desiring, right? Like, oh, little cute pictures, these, just...
So in the process, we lose ourselves.
Exactly. Oh, just show a little bit of cleavage. Why? Because it started off with he's with you or he's attracted to you because there's a desire there. He desires this. But he didn't value what is in here. Who am I? What is she about? What is a family like? What is a culture like? What are experiences like? That takes time. So that's why I say dating quality men. Because a Mushurogi will not last that long.
Oh, no. Mushurugis will not value us.
No, you don't want date already. I used to do this. I'll be calling my best friend Vicky like, Vicky, I remember the last guy that I dated. He was, that was not who I should have been with, really. I remember from that very first date, getting home, I went into my bed with shoes. That's how much the chemistry was so electrifying. I was like, oh my God. But I was not value me. He desired me. So whenever we would have, but then what did I do? I developed or allowed myself to develop strong emotional feelings for this guy, right? But to keep, so now I have a need. I have a need in me for this person that they can't fulfill. Because the way I look at it, how God helped me when I was healing and I was coming out of that phase was, he helped me to see something. That when you go back to the story of Samson and Delilah, it is Samson, right, guys? I would sometimes say Solomon, Samson and Delilah. Samson did not tell Delilah his secret of where his power when they were having sex. He didn't. They did have sex. But he didn't say those things when they were having sex. It was only when he was laying his head on her lap that he finally started to say, when I was younger, this and this happened, that and that happened. That's when he gave. What does that show us? It takes a lot for a man to be emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot.
Somebody really cares for you. Men can have sex. Like, just, okay, I'm sorry, guys, for generalizing, but this is my view. Guys can have sex, can do that. And it's a release. Good, bye. But you, as a woman, your vulnerability is when you have sex with that person, because now you want more. You want that call. You want him to text you. You want to get all of that. So can you see how you've given your power sexually because he desires you? But he doesn't value you enough to think, I just want to lay on her lap. I just want to talk with her. I just want to know about her family.
Yeah.
I'm whipped, when God showed me these things. So when people say, oh, people have sex outside of marriage, it's not my place to say do it or not. Do you, boo? But just know the consequences. That whether we want to or not, are you prepared for the fact that you're creating a need? And our need, I'll speak for myself, my emotional need as a woman is to be treated with special call me. I don't even need to think, is he going to call today? Is he going to text?
No.
Call. He's there, he's present, he's interested in my life more than just of course I want him to look at me and think, she's hot. So I could tell that. Sorry. My brother's here. I want more than just that. So let's know the difference between desire and value. A very big difference.
That's a very big difference.
How do you get rid of the mashurugi, guys? Let God heal yourself so that you can remove any walls that you may have in your life of insecurity or whatever, and teach you how to put gates. Gates will make you an approachable woman, because the gate, people approach a gate, don't they? You approach a gate. Why would you approach a wall?
So know which gate you're going to put before yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but the point here really is this. Think of the guys. I mean, guys, come on, speak to me. Who drives and approaches a wall? Why would you approach a wall? You can't drive your car into a wall. Like, think of it literally. You don't drive your car into a wall, do you? But you drive to gates. So why no one even approaches me? Blah, 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 blah. Check yourself. Have you got walls instead of gates? Yes, there should be walls, but there has to be a point where there's a gate. So people want to talk to you, people want to know you, and then when they do, numbers want to open. No! Talk to people, but be principled. You don't give everything. Now,
principles are good.
Yeah, now, let me get my book, my character list, let's see. So, with him, you're not saying, like, let's take that here, let's take that. Learn to have conversations, enjoy company. I've had some amazing dates with some people who I ended up having relationships with, but there was no loss because I didn't give too much of myself. Dating is like a data gathering process. That's what it is. If you start,
it is actually before you can commit.
Exactly. Before you say he's my boyfriend, he's my girlfriend, it's a data gathering process.
And we're falling too quick before we've gathered any useful information.
And then the last thing God helped me to learn is, once you've now done your bit and you've gathered your data, have quality men in your life, role models of men in your life that you
role models.
Before you, I'm telling you guys, take my words, hear it from me right now. No more a cycle of boyfriend, you fall in love, breaks up, you heal, boyfriend. No, it's okay for you to say, I'm done with boyfriend lifestyle. If you are ready.
Food and gas is saying women have higher manual gates. You're engine manually control yourself.
But the main thing then being, it's not about pride of thinking, like, guys, I'm telling you, these things I've learned is because of the mistakes I made and how I thought I was giving myself to secure people, then to realize, I'm left in deficit. And also, the last thing I was going to say about that process is what God also showed me, and I feel like, God gave me a list to say, you do this, you do this, you do this. And that's how I approach my dating life now. And so the last step is, before I even say, yeah, I'm going exclusive with you, you need to be prepared to meet with a male figure in my life, not my mom, not my dad,
okay,
others, but men in my life who are, spiritual fathers. I'm not father as such, but I'm talking about, I have some guy friends who care.
Definitely.
Strong.
You need people that can guide you. Yeah.
So people whom you say, this is the kind of man that I really believe that this is a good man. Take him to that person. Let that person talk to him before you say, yes, I'm in a relationship with him.
Thank you.
Yes. Guys, don't even think, it's too harsh. Who would want you? Right now, as I am talking to you guys, have somebody who is doing all of these things and more, but my heart is still not in their hands.
Yeah.
Still, God says so. And also for that person, never be ashamed to say no. There's no physical intimacy in this relationship in that way. It doesn't mean you're not a sexual being, because God gave us that, but it's deciding, what do I do with it in the right way? So yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, cool. You want me, a couple of months? Well, since God taught me these things, then I was talking to this person, and I look at them and I'm like, God, you're so good looking. Like, why are you even doing this? But I no longer feel intimidated.
And Boss D saying, take them to my sofa. Yes, Boss D. Call them a sofa.
But
in these 2 minutes that we have, honestly, you need part 2. I'm looking at the time, I'm thinking, guys, the vetting team, yes, put a guess, it's the vetting team. So in these 2 minutes that are left, any last words on anything, just on any last words to our guests?
Wow, like I didn't even go by the notes. How bad is this?
I know. I told you, just let God speak through you, and He has.
This is my last word to the. No, can I have 2 last words? 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay, 2. Okay.
In regards to work, guys, be open to have a teachable spirit. Be open to trying things. You don't have to know exactly what you're going to do, but if you have a teachable spirit, is that person that will give you a reference to your next opportunity and to your next opportunity. That's one. And then when it comes to dating girls, don't ever operate from a mindset of scarcity. If you start to operate from a mindset of right? So allow yourself to realize, we've all made mistakes. I've compromised. I've done many mistakes that I thank God they're private. But God has healed me, taken out the gunk, and helped me realize that enjoy your feminine energy. I'm not saying be approachable, be feminine, whether you're a professor, whether you're a clinical lead. There's someone a guy wants to be around, wants to talk to, wants to just get to know, because you've got feminine energy. It's not about that. It's not even about that. And like I said, it happens. Have male figures in your life as well that those guys know you're not playing. When you say, like, say my cousin will approve of you, bro. And yes, I would say, like, right now, I'm in a very good position. Like, since it's under exclusive, if you guys think, let me try my DMs are open. Like I said, I'm good. But just be prepared that my gates will be there and do your credentials.
Kiki.
I'm well looked after at the moment. That's all I can say.
Honestly, you have been amazing. That's why I said, I will learn when we do this live. I want to learn. I want to hear your story. And your story is of grace. It's amazing. God has been with you. He's set you apart, and He's walked with you all your journey. And God bless you. Congratulations on everything that you have, that you're becoming. Honestly, God is with you. And thank you for sharing your story with us. And making us believe, just letting us know that with God, everything is possible. Even if somebody says no, try. Don't just listen to what people are saying, especially if you want to try those things, any new thing, or you want to go for something else. Go for it. Don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, definitely. And do it with grace.
And do it with grace. And have a teachable spirit.
Get everything I say, just talk about, or just think of this one word: grace, elegance. Carry yourself well, and even in those jobs at work, when you're trying, I'll give that a go. Is that okay? Not
Thank you. Even food and gas is saying, Kiki, new generation tete. We'll have the generation tete series. How about that?
Learning from mistakes, guys. So
thank you so much for all your comments, guys. Honestly, I've been reading through. You've been amazing, and most people are saying congratulations, Kiki, as well. And it was worth it. Thank you, Kiki. Thanks, Tandy. Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you for joining me on this subject chat and sharing your journey with us.
Brilliant. Well, I don't even know what to say, but I think I'm all talked out.
On that note, Instagram is telling me that we have 10 seconds left. So I love you so much, guys. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And look out on Tuesday for our next guest. I wonder if anybody can guess who's coming next. Bye, guys. Bye, Kiki. Take care.